Yo, what is good? Just another recap here of my loss that I took yesterday. Um, so without any delaying, we'll just get straight into it, just so we get the information we need. So what did we have going into the day? We basically had price again coming out of this daily fair value gap, respecting it. Again, we're disrespecting bearish fair value gaps, respecting bullish. So again, you would expect that we're still trading towards these highs here. 4 hour, we're coming off another daily fair, sorry, missed that there. So we're also coming off of this daily fair value gap as well. The only thing is, you could say we're probably lacking intention since we're creating another daily fair value gap coming out of this one and without actually taking the highs. So again, that would actually be nearly a sign of actually not a lot of bullish momentum, but we'll move on for the time being. Again, these are just respecting, but we're kind of in a bit of a consolidation. And then on the 2 hour, what are we getting? Well, we're getting this 2 hour out of the daily fair value gap. We're respecting that and going higher. What do we have at open then? Well, we had this target up here in the form of this hourly fair value gap along with this intermediate term high. So technically this is slightly high resistance, but again, what is it attacking versus defending? Well, it's attacking a low created out of a daily fair value gap, creating aligning PD arrays. So we could expect this as a draw on liquidity, especially since it's just below a 1 hour fair value gap. So coming into open, what was my idea? Well, we did have this hourly condition here, which the main idea for the day really was just for this to be respected, to get a setup to come out of it, but this didn't happen at open. What we basically get at open, if we go to the 5 minute, this hourly condition is right here. We've created a lot of generated liquidity. We're generating highs here, which is nice and beautiful if you were to get a setup out of it, but we just displaced lower really aggressively. So again, I didn't want to take any falling knife structure down here, even though it slightly plays out, but we get this low here, and again with this inversion there's just not enough structure for me to take any trades. So what I wanted to do was, if this starts playing out, I was going to take a 5 minute condition. So initially I had this 5 minute fair value gap in mind, but we don't trade into this. We trade higher, creating this 5 minute fair value gap. My idea was that we had all this low resistance up here, but at the same time there's so much, I think Bionic NQs talked about how there's so much just like space here before this, that this is going to be kind of high resistance, like when you look at how aggressively we displace lower. But let's just see what the reaction that we got out of this fair value gap. So it was on a 15-second trade. So especially when you look at it here, this like how far do we have to go to actually get to this low resistance zone? Quite far. So basically all that I'm targeting is there's no real open imbalances. I know there's probably a 5 minute. No, this is just the 5 minutes. So there's no open imbalances. We're coming into within a 15 minute fair value gap. So like that's kind of to take into account as well. So again, I know we're getting a 5 minute coming into this, and you'd be like, what's this 15 minute defending? Well, this low resistance leading up to an intermediate term high with an hourly there. But the fact that this hourly intermediate term high was already kind of slightly high resistance, we're not really displacing off the daily as good as I'd like. This 15 minute actually holds a little bit more weight. Also, we've got this 5 minute for value gap, and again, we've just got a few failure swings, which is, it's low resistance, but again, it needs to be, if it was leading up to an open imbalance or something like that, it would be a lot better. So it's just a long way to go to this actual low resistance zone. So the trade I took was a 15-second here, and it basically ends up getting stopped out. Good and bad of the trade. I think it was good that I waited for the 5 minute to open, but also on ES we actually don't get true manipulation into this 5 minute fair value gap. And again, I think just when price does something like this completely unexpected, and it's still trading off this intermediate term low, which is also session liquidity, it's just not like the ideal scenario really, where it's not really coming into like a key level that's like a fair value gap on the higher time frame. printing good low resistance. So again, this is just kind of a hope and a wish kind of trade, and then we end up just chopping around. So that's the recap for today. Boom.